Midnight. A burner phone vibrates in your palm. One message, no name, just coordinates. You don't ask questions, you don't reply, you go. The alley smells like oil and rain. A black SUV idles, windows tinted, engine low. Someone inside is watching you decide who you are. This is how it starts. Not with glory, not with power. With a test. And if you pass, you won't just work for a cartel. You'll disappear inside its shadow. This is your life from pawn to leader. And every step up costs more than the last. Level 1, the pawn. Daily reality. You are expendable, a courier, a lookout, a driver who never looks in the rearview mirror too long. You move small packages across city blocks. You sit on plastic chairs outside warehouses. You memorize faces but never names. You carry cash wrapped in rubber bands that isn't yours. Your pay is quick, crisp bills, no taxes, no paperwork. For the first time in your life, money feels immediate. Psychological state. You live in adrenaline. Every police siren spikes your heart. Every unfamiliar car feels like surveillance. You're not loyal yet, you're curious, hungry, testing the edges of fear. And fear is constant. Risks and consequences. If you get caught, no lawyer comes, no one claims you, you're a loose thread, easy to cut. If you steal, you disappear. Escalation. To rise, you must prove two things: silence and reliability. You don't talk, you don't panic, you deliver every time. Then one night, your phone rings again. But this time, it's not a delivery. It's a favor. Someone above you needs something handled quietly. And if you say yes, you stop being invisible. Level 2, the enforcer. Daily reality. Now you collect debts, intimidate rivals, stand behind someone important in meetings you're not allowed to speak in. Your clothes change, better shoes, cleaner cuts, a weapon on your waist. You learn the art of controlled violence, not chaos, precision. You don't enjoy it, you perform it. Psychological state. Power tastes different here. You see fear in other people's eyes, and something shifts inside you. Authority reduces empathy. When you're told someone deserves it, your brain stops questioning. But sleep gets lighter. Risks and consequences. Violence brings attention, police task forces, rival retaliation. One mistake is too much force, too public, and leadership distances itself. You acted alone. And then comes the first betrayal. A fellow enforcer flips after an arrest. Names are whispered in interrogation rooms. Your name might be one of them. Escalation. To move up, you must show restraint, strategy, not just muscle. You suggest better routes, smarter intimidation, less noise. They start asking your opinion. And that's when you realize something. Brains rise faster than bullets. Level 3, the coordinator. Daily reality. You don't touch products anymore, you organize it. You manage routes, safe houses, schedules. You juggle drivers, stash locations, bribes. You sit in dim rooms with maps and burner phones. You speak in codes. Money increases, so does responsibility. Psychological state. You feel important, necessary. Ambition replaces fear. You start calculating who's reliable, who's weak, who could replace who. Power here is subtle, influence over movement, over timing. You're not violent, you're efficient. Risks and consequences. One shipment lost means suspicion. You learn that loyalty at this level is transactional. Everyone smiles, everyone watches. Then a surprise audit. Leadership suspects a leak. 2 coordinators are questioned, 1 vanishes. You survive. But now you understand, advancement requires someone else's fall. Escalation. You deliver consistent profits, you anticipate problems before they happen. You prove you can scale operations. And eventually you're invited upstairs. To a meeting with someone whose name you've only heard in whispers. Level 4, the lieutenant. Daily reality. Now you oversee territories. Multiple coordinators report to you, you resolve disputes, allocate resources, approve punishments. You travel in convoys, you meet politicians in back rooms, you shake hands that pretend not to know what you do. You own properties through proxies, launder money through businesses. Psychological state. Confidence grows into ego. You believe you're untouchable, surrounded by protection, buffered from risk. But isolation begins. Fewer real conversations, more calculated interactions. You trust performance, not people. Risks and consequences. Territory wars erupt fast. A rival group tests your strength, a shipment gets hijacked, social media rumors spark panic. You respond decisively, too decisively. Violence escalates. Law enforcement pressure increases, your name surfaces in intelligence briefings. Escalation. To move higher, you must show vision, not just control. You expand markets, negotiate alliances, increase profit margins. Leadership notices your strategic thinking. But so do rivals within your own ranks. And ambition at this level becomes dangerous. Would you risk betraying a superior if it meant faster promotion? Because someone is asking themselves that question about you. Level 5, the strategist. Daily reality. You sit at long tables with decision makers. Discussions shift from daily operations to long-term dominance, expansion into new cities, diversifying revenue streams, political leverage. You rarely carry weapons now. Your weapon is information. You know secrets, affairs, offshore accounts, weaknesses. Psychological state. Paranoia creeps in. You've seen too many internal coups. You start testing loyalty, feeding different information to different people to see what leaks. Sleep becomes strategic, locations change nightly. Risks and consequences. At this altitude, betrayal isn't emotional. It's economical. One strategist disappears after profits dip. Officially, it was an accident. You understand the message. Performance equals survival. Escalation. You position yourself as indispensable, the bridge between leadership and execution. You solve crises, you negotiate peace with rivals, you anticipate law enforcement moves. And eventually, the kingpin starts calling you directly. Not through intermediaries. Directly. You're inside the shadow now. And it's colder than you expected. Level 6, the inner circle. Daily reality. You see the real structure. Shell companies, international contacts, political protection networks. The cartel isn't just crime, it's infrastructure. You sit in luxury homes with heavy security, art on the walls, armed guards outside. Money flows like water. Psychological state. Isolation deepens. You can't confide in family, old friends are liabilities. Power narrows your world. Empathy fades further, decisions become numbers, losses become percentages. You rationalize everything. Risks and consequences. A federal indictment hits the news. Names are sealed, but you know they're coming. One night a convoy is ambushed, someone inside tipped them off. Trust fractures. You start questioning everyone. Escalation. The leader grows older, more cautious, less visible. You handle more decisions, publicly deny involvement, quietly enforce discipline. And then the unthinkable happens. The kingpin is arrested. Or killed. A vacuum forms. And vacuums demand filling. Level 7, the kingpin. Daily reality. Now you are the name. Or at least the shadow behind it. You command territories across regions, you negotiate with rivals as equals, you manage media narratives, you manipulate political outcomes. You never go anywhere without layers of security. You don't move money, you move systems. Psychological state. This is where ambition dies and paranoia takes over. Everyone wants your seat. Allies smile too wide, family becomes leverage. You realize something brutal. The higher you rise, the fewer people you can trust, until trust becomes zero. Authority at this level erases empathy almost entirely. Decisions cost lives, but you no longer see faces, only outcomes. Risks and consequences. Law enforcement dedicates entire units to your capture. Rivals plan assassination attempts. Internal challengers gather support quietly. One betrayal can end everything. One mistake can collapse years of empire. You rotate houses, change routines, speak in fragments. Sleep feels like a vulnerability. And then one quiet morning, you notice something unsettling. You've built an empire. But you live like a fugitive. The true cost. From pawn to leader, the rewards grew. So did the fear. At the bottom, you feared arrest. In the middle, you feared rivals. At the top you fear everyone. Power didn't remove danger. It multiplied it. You sacrificed normal relationships for control, peace for dominance, stability for influence. And now you understand the paradox. The kingpin isn't the freest man in the room. He's the most trapped. Trapped by reputation, by enemies, by his own past decisions. You look at the empire you built. And you ask yourself, was the climb worth the isolation? Would you survive at level 1? Could you handle level 4? Or would level 7 break you completely? Because in brutal hierarchies like this, rising isn't just about strength. It's about what you're willing to lose. And sometimes, the last thing you lose is yourself.